I woke up about a half an hour ago from this weird shadow man attack that happened to me. And you know, like people call it like night hag syndrome, or you know, it's associated with sleep apnea. It's associated with sleep paralysis is another one, and also the tall man. And who knows, you know, people have been seeing things like this, waking up with like a tall man or some ghostly figure or something on their chest, or weird things like that, or a witch hag kind of figure for hundreds of years. You know, there's all kinds of stuff about it, and you know, even this huge history about it. We'd been seeing things like this before the internet really was a thing, you know, before you could go on Google or YouTube and see that other people had seen this thing. We were seeing things like this, me and my friends, like way back in Utah, actually. So, I don't know, and then we were surprised that other people had seen it and that it was actually a thing. We just had no way of researching it back then. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this Shadow Man attack, because it was a good one. It was like so, it was so horrific. I was like, wow, you know, this could be in a horror movie. It could be a horror movie scene or something. Usually you have a nightmare and then you wake up and you go, you know what, that was kind of dumb. Like, how was I afraid of that? But this time it was like, wow, it was scary. I was like, now I'm still like horrified by it. But I don't know, this is just a usual thing with me because I have like sleep apnea, sleep paralysis, sleepwalking, insomnia. I have like all these different things combined, like you name it, sleep problem, I have it. You know, that's why I work night shifts, because I can't sleep at night, and then I try to sleep during the day, and it's always a horrific experience. I don't know, I try not to sleep, honestly. I try to avoid it, and I drink lots of coffee, and I'm like, I don't even want to sleep, you know. It's like in a Nightmare on Elm Street, where they're all, never sleep again, you know what I mean? That's like my life right there. I don't want to sleep. And so I stay up all night making videos or work night shifts, you know what I mean? Also, I thought, you know what, I'll do some video blogging, because I think my video channel needs some video blogging where I just talk about things. People like videos like that. And I thought, you know, I really love the paranormal. I don't really even have any videos on the paranormal. I thought, you know, it's this whole interesting thing I should just get into talking about, you know. And especially, I don't know, you know, like what's wrong with me. Maybe I have like hallucinations. I don't know. Maybe I should check myself in somewhere. But, you know, or maybe it's from not getting enough sleep. I don't know what it is. But I've like seen so many ghosts ever since the day I was born. I've seen them all the time. And the other thing that I have is like a constant stream of clairvoyance, or like, actually it's like premonitions. When I'm sleeping I have premonitions, and when I'm awake I have premonitions. And it's like this weird precognitive stream. And the other thing that I have all the time is constant nightmares. Like, it is very rare that I have a dream that's not a nightmare about ghosts. Ever, like my whole life. So I don't know what that means. That's kind of weird. Apparently most people don't have that. But like practically every dream I have ends with ghosts or something. So I think I just have nightmares all night. And I don't know. I guess I do have a lot of sleep problems. Come to think of it. So yeah, that's why I drink a lot of coffee. I try not to ever go to sleep, and then I really dread it. I'm like, no, I could stay awake longer. But who knows? It's kind of weird. But anyways, let's get into this Shadow Man attack. This was creepy as heck. So I was having this wonderful dream, right? And sometimes, you know, like I have dreams for a while, they're good, and that ends in some crazy ghost attack. About like this beautiful city where all the buildings in the city were painted white, and they were like colonial style, which is something I like. Is architecture. I like you know, colonial style buildings and historical buildings and all this stuff. I'm always mesmerized by architecture. And so I was going through this city, and we're coming into it basically, you know, from the desert, and then we're coming into this city, and there's these, you know, like beautiful mezzanine structures, which a mezzanine is like a freestanding balcony, and I think it's French, the word mezzanine. So it's a freestanding balcony, and these ones had little cottages on the top, like a white painted cottage that looked kind of like a house, and it had like you know, a flower box and some flowers and stuff. It was, you know, very intricate details and very nice looking. And some of these mezzanines, they were here and there throughout the city, like it was kind of the theme of the city or something. Some of the mezzanines were like 30 stories off the ground, and then they had a little cottage at the top, and I thought maybe that's like a restaurant or something, and I can go there and go up to the restaurant and look over the balcony, because I really like heights for some reason. I just love that feeling of the adrenaline rush of looking down off some crazy huge structure, especially if it's kind of perilous and you get like some anxiety about it. I'd like that for some reason. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get to these things, and I'm driving through the city in this beat up old brown truck that's like you know, maybe like a 57 Chevy or something, and it's kind of like that, and it's kind of beat up. It's not in great shape. And so anyways, the sun sets, and then when, you know it, like, this is another typical problem with my dreams, is I forget to put lights in the city. I forget to imagine them in or something, right? So now the place is pitch dark. And the only light, there's no street lights, there's no lights inside buildings, there's no lights on the buildings, there's no lit up signs, there's nothing. No lights anywhere, right? And I also forgot to put people in the city. So there is not a single person in this entire city. So I mean, it's kind of weird, right? And that's not even the weird part. This is just the normal part. So all of a sudden, like, we stop, and it's pitch dark out, and I'm looking, and the only light is like a distant city glow from maybe some other city, kind of reflecting off the clouds, and it's kind of lighting up the ground a little bit, so you can tell where the structures are and stuff. I get out, and I'm trying to look for one of these mezzanines so I can go to it. And I'm standing in a parking lot of what looks like a Sizzler's. It's the only brown painted building in the whole place. It's like kind of one of those kind of like V kind of structures, like a V roof. And then there's a row of bushes in front of the building. I can see the roof of it. And I'm standing in this parking lot, and the only light in the whole city is this dim little dome light that's in the truck. And of course the girl's in there, you know, whoever this mysterious girlfriend is or whatever. And I'm looking around, and then all of a sudden, I'm not paying attention to where I'm at. I'm looking at the buildings, right? And all of a sudden she says, "Quick, get in here, get in here. There's an old lady that hangs out in this parking lot." I'm thinking, oh, great, you know, like she's probably making a beeline for me, and probably some homeless lady she's gonna tell me her story, and she, you know, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna end up giving her money. I'm like, I'm just gonna get out of here, right? So then all of a sudden, like, I go, I look around real quick, because I'm like, where is this lady? How much time do I get to jump in the truck and get out of here? And instead of an old lady, blam, 5 feet away from me, there's this shadowy cloak figure coming at me, right? You know, this like just completely nothing but a cloak, and its face is like, has material over the face, like black material, and yeah, it's like 5 feet from me, and it's like gliding towards me at a snail's pace, and I was just so horrified. I was petrified with fear, just overwhelmed with terror. You know what I mean? I was like, just did not expect to see that. That wasn't what I was looking for. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's in my face, you know? And so what I did is I quickly, you know, I jumped into the truck and I shut the door as fast as I could, but it hit against my hip, and I wasn't all the way in the truck, and it hit against my hip, and it was like this much still open, and I was like, oh, geez, this thing's gonna get in here. And then right then it was like in my face, like this close to my face, and it was merged through like solid objects, like coming through the door, and it was just sitting there in my face like this. And at that point, instantly, I was just frozen with fear, and my body was going into paralysis, and I was like trying to like move and trying to move, and in my head, this is also strange. Usually you're just terrified, and that's it. When something like this happens to you, all you feel is terror, and that's all. But instead, for some reason, I was just like, I'm not taking a Shadow Man attack. I'm going to rip this thing in two. I was so mad. I was so mad. And I started screaming and swearing in my head. And I was trying as hard as I could to swear at this thing and just tell it off, you know what I mean? And I wanted to get my arms up and I wanted to attack this thing. And I was trying to punch it in the face, but I was just like so paralyzed. I was fighting against it. And all that was coming out was these little weird noises coming out of my mouth as I'm trying to swear, but my body's paralyzed and it just wasn't working right. And all of a sudden I wake up in my bed, right? In my actual bedroom. And of course my bedroom is like practically pitch dark. There's like a night light in the bathroom across the hall, and that's it, you know. That's how I like it, so I don't know. I'm staring at the wall right next to me, laying on my side, and merged through the wall and the bed is this thing, and it's still there, and it's still in my face, right? And I was like, I was still just horrified, and my body was petrified and paralyzed with fear. And I was still like trying to like scream at this thing and fight it. But here's where it gets even weirder. I think I was having a grand mal seizure or something, and then I go, well, I hope I don't have seizures. It seems like every time I have one of these, I'm also having like a seizure at the same time, and I'm like, I don't know, is that part of sleep apnea? You wake up having a seizure, or I don't know, you know, that's something to think about. So my body is like flipping around like this, like going crazy, like having a full grand mal seizure. And I'm looking at this thing, and I'm trying to fight it, and then all of a sudden my cat, who sleeps right here next to my head all the time on the pillow, she stands up and she walks across my face, you know, as if I'm not even there. You know, cats just act like you're an inanimate object, you know, that they can walk over. And so it walks across my face, and then it walks over, and now it's like standing right in the middle of this thing's head, like looking around and like sniffing at the wall and looking around the room. Like, because I don't think it sees it. It doesn't know what's going on. But then, you know, like I think my cat's trying to fight this thing off. I'm trying to fight it. And then, and then like all of a sudden in my head, I just screamed at the top of my lungs in my head. And it wasn't coming out of my mouth. All these weird noises were coming out of my mouth still. And I screamed at the top of my lungs, "I'm not afraid of you!" Because I was just refused to be afraid of this thing anymore. And then all of a sudden my body relaxed. And I just felt all that fear go away. And then, blam, all of a sudden that thing was gone. And then it seemed like I just opened my eyes. And I don't know if I was awake before or I was just waking up now. Who knows, you know? I opened my eyes and I'm on my side looking exact same place. My cat's standing there looking around. She's like, "What are you doing?" You know, I don't know. And then she walks across my face again, and now she's over here, still like I'm an inanimate object or something, you know. You know how cats do. And so I don't know, you know, like, and part of me like was so tripped out by this. I don't know if it was real or if it was hallucination or what. I'm not gonna tell you. You have to believe in this stuff, or I don't even know if I do. I just say that's what happened to me. But you know, it's strange when something like that happens to you and you're so tripped out that you go outside. Like I literally went outside and looked on the roof to see if something was on my roof, you know, because that wall right there, the other side of the wall, if you were outside, it would be the roof, you know, like it's like something came through was on the roof and came through the wall. So I don't know. I actually just went out and looked. I was like, if that thing's up there, I'm gonna I don't know, attack it with a shovel, or I don't know what I'd do, but I was like, I'm gonna start screaming at that thing. So I don't know. I didn't expect to see it up there, but made me feel better to look, I guess. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of those, and I think that was the best one. And I thought, you know what, like, I just talk to people about it and see what they thought, you know. So, you know, another thing is, like, you know, when cats are heroes, you know, my cat, she's trying to save me from this thing, and so that's good, you know. It's good to have pets and stuff. But anyways, like, what do you think it is, you know? And like, if you've had these before, like so many people have had these, what is it? And, you know, like, what do you think it is? And the other thing is, like, is the seizure part normal? Because every time I've had one, I have a seizure at the same time. It eventually ends in a seizure. I'm like, I don't know if that's part of the dream, or am I really having a seizure? I just don't. I don't really know, you know. I don't think the doctors could do anything about it. Is it part of sleep apnea? Sleep paralysis, you know? Does that have something to do with seizures? I don't know. Is the seizure even real, or is it part of the dream? I don't know. But yeah, you know, I've had people come in before, like, you know, a mom or a girlfriend, and, you know, or a girlfriend might have been there while it happened and been like, yeah, you were bouncing around the bed, making weird noises and breathing weird, and they were like, I didn't know what was wrong with you, you know. or you know, earlier, at times, like, my mom had come in when I was younger, and she'd come in and been like, I heard you, like, making these weird noises, like you're trying to scream or something. And, you know, because it happens, you know, I don't know what it is. But, so if you've had this, and is it associated with seizures? That's a big one I want to know. And, you know, like, what else can you tell me about it? I don't know. It's pretty creepy. And I just thought I'd share that with everybody. And I'm going to do some more paranormal stuff and talk about other ghosts and things I've seen, because I've seen like a never-ending stream of horrific ghosts all the time. But usually now I'm older, they appear to me, or I hallucinate them, I don't know. But when it's over, at first I'm terrified, right? Because I'm like, oh, you know, like, why is there a thing in front of me? And it's so horrific. But then a little later I'm like, I start laughing, and I go, oh man, that ghost or whatever that was, it got me good. And I start laughing about it, you know. I think, boy, that was ridiculous, you know. A stupid ghost coming in and attacking me. I'm like, why are you attacking me, you dumb ghost? That's not cool. So okay, everybody, thanks for listening to my story. And like I said, don't tune out, because I'm going to have various things. I also, you know, I'm still doing photography and tutorials and landscape photography. I'm still going to be doing all that stuff. And I also do Halloween stuff, and I'm going to add in some video blogging. And, you know, just like tune into what you're interested in. If I make videos about random stuff you don't want to see, just, you know, like, check out my next video, which will be about photography, and then you'll be like, you know, see, you'll still get to see that stuff. So, alright, everybody, thanks for watching, and thanks everybody for tuning in, because I appreciate it that people, you know, some people watch my channel, and that's really cool. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and honestly, if you didn't like it, you don't want to hear topics like this, and you want me to go back to photography, then just do a thumbs down. Just do a vote. Just use it as a voter. I don't care. You know, at least I'll go, well, at least people watched it, you know, and I know. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I got a lot of crazy stuff going on this channel, and there'll be lots of more crazy stuff, you know, so tune in. Alright, thank you. Have a good one.